Today I'm going to be doing a tour about one of my bookshelves. This is the bookshelf I have with most of my favorite books. I also have another bookshelf which I might show in another video. I'm doing this with a handheld camera, so if it's a little shaky, I am sorry. This is as much as the bookshelf as I can get in frame, and it's pretty much all the books. The last two shelves don't have books on them, so I'm not going to show you those. First up, top shelf. This is a box set with all the Kari Smith books in it. It has Reckless Journal, This Is Not a Book, The Pocket Scavenger Hunt, and Mess. The first book we have is Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and it's the first book in the Lunar Chronicles. The second book is The Game by Tom Wood. The third book is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. Then we have the second book in the Mara Dyer series, I Am Pilgrim by Terry Hayes, Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. Here we have my very damaged copy of The Fifth Wave, and this is the second book in the series, The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey as well. Here we have the third book in the Unwind series, Undivided by Neal Shusterman, which is the last book, Reboot by Amy Tintera. Now we're moving on to the second shelf, Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, If I Stay by Gail Forman. Then we have the second book, Where She Went. The third book in the Ugly series, Special by Scott Westerfeld. Eve by Anna Carey and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Panic by Lauren Oliver. Seeker by Arvin Ellis Dayton. Moving on to the more random books. The Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart. I have a quiz guide about France. I have a travel book with maps on it about Paris. The 2014 movie guide, The Modern Era. The Book of Unholy Mischief by L. Newmont. Here we have the third shelf, The Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. From a Buick 8, Green Mile, which Fight Club. The Sincero by Bret Easton Ellis. Tender is the Night by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Fiery Heart by Rochelle Mead, which is the fourth book in the Bloodline series. Silver Shadows, fifth book in the Bloodline series. Recircled, the sixth and final book in the Bloodline series, also by Rochelle Mead. The next book is missing, and it's called Etiquette and Espionage, and it's the first book in the Finishing School series. The second book is called Curtsies and Conspiracies. This is the third book, and it's called Waistcoats and Weaponry. What's Left of Me by Kat Sang. I Tell You I Love You, but Then I Have to Kill You by Ellie Carter. The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. The fourth one is called The Battle of the Labyrinth, and the fifth one is called Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian. Percy Jackson and the Greek Gods. Then I have two of the Harry Potter books that survived my childhood. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson, The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filler, Frick by Tom Hoyle, We Are All Completely Besides Ourselves by Karen Joy Fowler, Give You the Sun, which by Jandy Nelson, The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey, Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson and Lauren Miracle, Paper Towns by John Green, An Abundance of Catherines by John Green, Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, The Doris Day Vintage Film Club by Fiona Harper, The Vintage Guide to Love and Romance. Then have my prized copy of the last Harry Potter book, which is signed by J.K. Rowling. The Divergent series by Veronica Roth. Over here we have a Dungeons and Dragons book. It's called The Dungeon Master's Guide, a fairy tale book in Danish. Then we have three Dr. Seuss books, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish. My book about me, The Foot Book. The original illustrated Sherlock Holmes stories. Lastly, we have The Art of Drinking, which is a book about photography that involves drinking. So here we are at the end with my bookshelf in shambles. This is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it because this is a lot of mess. Goodbye!